Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back for another episode of Launch Coast Football. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Chelsea, and Mike McCarthy is still Daniel's head coach.
Yes, and I was going to think of a comeback, but it'd be too mean.
It's okay. The comeback
Mhm.
can be I can't shout the Bears incessantly in this episode because they didn't make it.
You don't know how much I have to. I don't know how much I have to censor myself on this podcast to keep it PG. Oh man, I swear, if we were in my group chat when the Luka trade happened, you guys probably would have banned me just because I would. I went dark for like 2 straight hours.
Yeah, if a generational player on my team also suddenly was not on my team, I would understand. Oh, wait.
Which
I got
one?
jokes.
No, which one? Is it Luck? Is it Tyrese? Is it and
No,
then
it's luck because
it's
Tyrese is still on the team. He's just hurt.
yeah. That's at least the Luck thing, like, okay, there's nothing we can do. He has to retire. This was
That's true.
oh, we made a decision.
You could have stopped.
A very st Silver should have stopped the decision. Anyway, we're not talking about my own trauma. We're talking about the fact that we don't know how to predict anything, and you should never listen to us for any advice because we are
That's the
looking
spirit.
We are looking back. I am very positive today. We are looking back on preseason AFC predictions. Now that the AFC has been officially decided, um, yeah, I think at times we were correct, at times we were wrong. Some people, some more than others. We'll let you be the judge of that. So, just going first with the AFC East, Chelsea had the Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets. Bills and Patriots making the playoffs. I had the Bills, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, with the Bills making the playoffs. And the fact is, Chelsea probably definitely wins that because seeing that she had the Patriots actually in the playoffs and I had them not. Yeah,
Also, I had the Jets last.
yeah, that too. I don't know what happened. Okay, I'm
Dude,
sorry. I didn't know they were about to make history by not getting a single interception the entire season with a defensive head coach.
that was a historical occurrence that I don't know we'll ever see again.
We
That's how
will
bad it
we
was.
will literally never see that again. We will never see that again. And I'm not someone that
We
says
see
never.
it again next year. No, just kidding.
I will actually pay you like $100 if that actually happens next. I would pay you $100 if by Thanksgiving there hasn't been a single every team doesn't have an interception.
I seriously doubt that that would actually happen.
But no,
Teams will definitely get interceptions. That
it's
was just a historically bad season.
it's weird because the Jets look respectable at least the first few weeks. Like they took the Buccaneers to a game-winning field goal. They took the Steelers. Two teams, well, the Buccaneers didn't make the playoffs, but they took two teams that made the playoffs the previous years to like the down to the line.
That's
They
true.
they just couldn't get over the hump for some reason in a lot of these games.
Yeah, the reason probably being that their team is bad.
That's actually a decent argument. I think I'll accept that.
Especially at the quarterback position. And that is not to say the Jets don't have talent, because I'm a firm believer, even after they traded away Sauce and Quinnen Williams, that they still have talent on that team. It's just they're the
I
Jets
was like they had
and they
talent.
don't have a quarterback.
They had
So,
talent and they traded the talent away and then gave the other talent
hey, I mean, they
extension.
still have Brees Hollins and they have Garrett Wilson, though. And who knows, maybe Adonai Mitchell will be a budding star with the Jets. He had some pretty good moments in his few games last season, so we'll see if it turns into anything. And they have some pretty good O linemen. I can't pronounce the guy's name. I think he's the left tackle that the Jets have. He's pretty good.
What do you think happened? I guess because we both had the Bills clearly. I think everyone had the Bills winning the division. I don't know who had the Patriots or Miami win the
Patriots
division.
fans probably did.
Okay, yeah, good point. But yeah, the Bills, like I'm not gonna say they had an off year clearly because they made the playoffs and they essentially would be a division winner in a lot of other conferences, divisions. It's just they were in with the Patriots.
I
But
agree. They would have won the conference if the Patriots hadn't been there.
excuse me. So that's the
Yeah,
AFC
I totally agree.
that's the AFC East. Now to AFC Chelsea's division, the AFC South. We both had the Texans win the division, so that's no, that's not check. The Jaguars won the division.
Yeah, the Jags won it. We were close though. They made the playoffs. They just didn't win the division.
I was yeah,
We both
my
had them making the playoffs, which happened.
no, not the Jaguars. No.
The Texans, I mean.
Oh
We
yeah,
both had the
Texans.
Texans making the playoffs.
Yeah, you went Texans, Jags, Colts, Titans. I went
which
Texans.
was correct almost.
I
It was like
went
half game with two games.
Texans, Colts, Titans, Jags at 4-13. Okay, I think that's literally the opposite of what they did. Uh,
So safe to say I win this division. Um, and you know what? Respect to past me for putting the Colts at third. Okay. Everyone probably thinks that I'm just some biased bandwagon that thinks we're going to win every year. No, I have suffered enough losses at the hands of Jacksonville to know that there is a decent chance that we do not finish in the top two in this division. So shout out to past me for trying to be unbiased
I really thought
because
Cam
that's
was.
actually how it happened. We finished third.
Yeah, what was their exact record actually? What was their? Uh,
I think it was
Cause I had them at seven.
8-9.
Okay, so I actually put the records on there. So I had them at 7-10. So I was this
You were pretty
close.
close.
But
Yeah,
I really thought the Titans were going to be good. Not good, but at least respectable and average.
they were not.
They were. It was the opposite of what I thought with the Jaguars. I thought the Jaguars were going to be bad. 'Cause I wasn't the biggest Trevor Lawrence guy, and I didn't know what they were going to do with Liam Cohen. I thought, they're still going to be like not giving the ball to the best running back. I didn't believe in the whole Travis Hunter playing both ways in terms of being that much of a difference maker, at least this year. And I was right. He wasn't that much of a difference maker, but they still won
Yeah,
the division.
we didn't really get to form a full opinion on him though, because he only played a couple of games before he got hurt. I'll be interested to see what he does next year though.
I don't get why people are now saying, "Oh, you can't play both ways now." Like, why not? Like, he was
I
doing
am of that opinion actually.
really. My thing is,
I
we
don't
didn't see a full thing on him though.
that's true, but we've seen other players historically try to do it. And I think the NFL is just really, really hard, and I think people underrate how difficult it is. I think you could play two, but you would be mediocre at both. So why be mediocre at both when you can be really good at one? That's my opinion.
And
Not to say you can't do it, because you probably could, but you're not going to be elite at both.
my thing is, I always thought like he would be more of a receiver and then like a nickel kind of thing on the defensive back. I feel like he's a stronger receiver than he's a DB. Jacksonville needs a receiver. They do need another pass catcher in on their team. And I think he could be that. I think the only person I know, even this was more because of injuries, Troy Brown back with the Patriots in '03 and '04. Brown was the receiver that they converted to DB for a few games, and he actually did a really good job as a defensive back. I think he finished tied for the lead in the team on the team with like 4 interceptions.
I
So
just think it's really hard to be elite both ways.
the thing
Like,
is,
could you play both ways? Yes. Could you do it with some success? Probably. But to be elite both ways, personally, I would rather channel it into being elite one way than being mediocre two ways. That's
but
just me.
I don't think I'm expecting a lead out of him. Would you rather have him being elite at one position or fairly good at two positions? I guess.
Elite. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I would rather have a player who's elite than have a player that's decent, personally, even if it's on both sides of the ball. Because an elite player can change the game. An average to good player is going to be good, but it's probably not going to change the game.
No, no, that's
But if
fair.
you're elite, say you're an elite receiver and you're a mediocre corner or an okay corner, which is basically what he is, like he's really more of a receiver, in my opinion, in regards to Travis Hunter. I mean, I would rather have him be elite in that offense that needs wide receiver help than split his energy between being a corner and a receiver and him just be okay on offense because they need the offensive help, especially at receiver. We saw how many issues they had this year. So I would rather him be elite on offense just because of need, if anything.
Okay. Well, all I know is they were in last place. They were in last place in my predictions, and now they probably the team to beat in the AFC knockout
I agree.
adventures. So now we're going to my division, which I was actually correct in. Um, I had the Steelers win the division, the Ravens finishing second, Bengals, and then Browns. And I think that was exactly how it went. And
Yeah.
I had both the Ravens and Steelers making the playoffs. Steelers obviously winning the division. And then you had the same thing as me, except for you reversed the Steelers and the Ravens. So
So we're
yeah,
pretty close.
yeah.
Yeah.
Give
I
myself a
mean, I
pat on the
really
back on that
thought,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really thought the Ravens were going to make it, honestly. I just thought they had so much talent on that team that they were going to win for sure and that the Steelers were going to sneak in as a wild card. That was my opinion. Um, but man, you know, it's just interesting to see what's going on in Baltimore. they want John Harbaugh out, they get rid of John Harbaugh, and then a lot of fans have immediate regret that they actually got rid of him, which was an
I, s-
interesting reaction.
I still think
Um,
Minter could be a good coach. I think Jesse Minter
I
is.
think a mentor could be a good coach too. I think that that is a good hire from them. He's younger, he's defensive minded. They're probably going to bring in a decent OC to work with Lamar. I mean, the reality is Derrick Henry is aging, so you probably need to start thinking about how you're really going to replace him, which will be interesting to see how they tackle that in that offense. But I'm interested to see Minter. I think Minter could actually be a pretty good hire for them because he turned a Chargers defense that was full of nobodies outside of, a couple of guys in the secondary like Derwin James into a top 10 defense. So
Okay. I do think you really think they have to. I know Henry getting old, but there hasn't been like the signs of slowing down like there has been to say like
I
Saquon
don't agree.
Barkley. You think okay, he's not making a 99-yard run anymore,
His year was definitely worse this year, and his yards per carry, I'm pretty sure, compared to the year before, were lower.
but him lowered is still a top five running back. I guess they have my thing is they have other holes to me I would prioritize before
Oh, I agree.
getting a Henry's
Yeah.
replacement.
No, I agree. I don't think replacing Derrick Henry at this point would be your number one priority, but I do think that he is aging, and running backs age fast. That's just how it's always been because it's such a tough position. You get hit so much. So, better to address it early when you still have him and you can have someone sit and learn behind him than when he's 32 and he's, breaking off 2 yards a carry. So
I that'd be
I think going into
I
2026, personally, Derrick Henry is a fringe top five running back. I can think of five guys that I would take
oh
over him
that's a
going
that's
into
a
2026.
that's a take. That's a take.
No, because I mean, look at last year. Like there were signs of him aging. Like
The,
there were.
the biggest thing to him is like this was the first year that he had like a fumble problem in a while, and that was a big thing that
Yeah,
people were
that hurt
saying.
my fantasy team, but it's okay.
But he was still
I forgive
killing
you, Derek.
the last few weeks. He was killing it against the Packers, and he was killing it against the
That's true.
Steelers.
Yeah, I'm
So
not saying he's cooked. I'm saying he is getting to the point where we generally see running backs start to fall off a cliff,
the oven's
historically
preheating.
speaking.
The oven's preheating. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, might as well think about it like if you could grab someone like Jeremiah Love if he falls to you, Jeremiah Love and Derrick Henry in that offense with Lamar, that would go insane. And Jeremiah Love would take over for Derrick Henry. Just a thought.
I guess, but that's still like a decent draft pick on
It is. I'm not saying they
a
should do
one
it.
and
I'm
our
just
needs.
saying imagine them together. That would be awesome.
To me, the first two their first picks need to be wide receiver
Agree.
or defensive line. They have to get someone that can rush a passer. They have someone that can be a true number one receiver for
That's
them.
true. Yeah, I don't really think Zay Flowers is a one either, so I think that they need a guy in the first round at receiver or at edge. I mean, imagine if they were top three, they could get Reuben Bain. Imagine him in the Ravens defense. That would go crazy.
Well, good thing we never have to worry about that because
Whew.
I always have to deal with Miles Garrett and I guess not used to have to deal with Trey Hendrickson, but he's probably gone at this point. I had the Bengals at 10-7, and I honestly thought like you know what the defense was terrible last year, but they can't be worse. They're not gonna be good, but they can't be like that much worse. They were. They were that much worse.
They were.
They're probably going to be even worse next year because I don't trust that front office. I don't trust Zach Taylor. Joe Burrow's looking like Matthew Stafford from like his last few years with the Lions, just like get me out of the city.
Yes,
Um,
it really does beg the question how the only coach in the AFC North that kept his job is Zach Taylor.
I don't know how that even works either. He was the weakest coach in that division.
I agree. I don't know what they're doing, but Joe Burrow is probably like, hello, SOS.
He's going goodbye. There's no hello anymore. It's a good. And I mean, I know what they're doing. They're doing because the front office is cheap as I don't know what. That's what they're doing.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I said this, probably in the fall when we were talking about the onset of Joe Burrow's injury. Bengals need to be real careful because the way that Joe Burrow was acting at the end of that season makes you wonder if he even wants to play anymore. And as someone who has had an elite quarterback retire prematurely, you should fix that before it gets to that point because then you're really going to be screwed over, just like we are.
I just you had a great quarterback. He just tore his Achilles. Is that like you had? It sounds like you had the solution to your quarterback
Yes, but
problems.
think of how long it took us to get here.
You had two.
A long freaking time, dude. A long time. Too
No,
long.
oh, trust me.
Outside of Philip Rivers for one season. Too long.
One season plus change. One season some change. And no, trust me, I know that my solution, our solution for the Steelers were let's get a 42-year-old quarterback. Yay. Okay, there we go.
Hey,
That's
hey, I mean, at that point, considering the quarterbacks you guys had been running out before you got, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, at least Aaron Rodgers had the pedigree. I mean,
how dare you disrespect Kenny Pickett and Doug
oh,
Dodgers
stop.
or Doug
Kenny Pickett on the Eagles now taking
No,
practice
I
rep
think
snaps.
he's on the Raiders.
Oh, oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He was on the Eagles. Then
he
he played what, 2 games for the Raiders, and everyone was like, "Kenny Pickett is gonna be our guy." Update: Kenny Pickett, not the guy, which did not shock most of us, but that's beside the point.
I was rooting for him so hard in Las Vegas. Like, yay, show him what you got, Kenny. Immediate regret. Ah,
Throws an
well,
interception. Well, you showed him what you got, I guess.
oh man. So yeah, and the Browns, I had them at last place. They technically were last place, but they probably have the biggest upside, not counting the Ravens at this point, because they have more upside than I think the Steelers easily. And I
Yeah,
mean, and the Bengals, really, you're just hoping Joe Burrow wants to stay there. So Bengals and
dude.
Browns, if
Hey,
Shadir's average, that team's over
that's true.
500.
That's true. And they have like 6 other quarterbacks that they're paying right now. So they could try out everyone. They still got Dylan Gabriel. They have him. Who knows where Joe Burrow goes? Or not Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco. Maybe he'll complete the AFC North cycle and go to the Steelers.
No, why not? Let's just have fun. Do it and go 1-16 and get the first pick. Let's do that. I'm
Hey,
all
I'll tell you what though, dude. I saw a mock draft that had Joe Burrow going to the Vikings. Imagine that. That would be crazy.
that has to be some inside information, but
And they were like, "We will trade you, Joe Burrow, if you trade us Justin Jefferson." I was like, "Okay, so now this trade is unreasonable." Got it.
now we have three of the 12 best receivers in football, and no one to throw, throw in the football.
Be like, "We'll throw in JJ McCarthy."
And then they hung up the phone.
Yeah,
No,
basically.
they hung up the phone before. This time they hung up the phone with a couple choice words.
Mm, probably.
But the last division on the list, the one that we both messed up on because we both had the Chiefs making the playoffs. You had Chiefs Broncos with Broncos being wild card, then the Chargers and Raiders. I had Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders with the Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos making the playoffs. So, you
Well, we
know,
both got the Raiders right.
yeah, that was the easiest call. That might have been the easiest call, honestly, this year. Just like the Raiders about to get their
Or the
butts.
Titans.
No,
Well, at
because
least for me.
yeah, oh, dang.
Or the Browns. I mean, the Browns, they're.
Yeah, the Browns, but yeah,
The Raiders was, yeah, the Raiders were
everyone knew the
tough.
Raiders were about to get their butts whooped in that division. And
Hey,
in fact,
hey, the Raiders about to have Nando though, so things are looking bright if you're a Raiders fan.
okay, they're just gonna get their butts whipped and then unfortunately.
Yes, but at least it will be exciting now.
Oh man. Yeah, you didn't believe in the Chargers. I did, but I think I believed them in a little too much because I had them win it be in New England. No, actually, no, I didn't. I had New England winning. But yeah, your whole thing with the Chargers was that the O line wasn't that good, and my thing was just like
And the
it's
receivers.
it's good enough, and receivers is good enough. Honestly, my thing was just Harbaugh's there. It's like I trust Harbaugh. He can do something. I thought they were going in the division. They were this close to winning that division too.
Hey, I'll tell you what, dude. First round, they should go receiver. If they can get someone like Malachi
No,
Lemon from USC,
to me, first round
he
you
would be
put.
re he would be really good with Lad.
I say first round you go with offensive line, and second round you go with
But the
offensive
problem
line.
is they have offensive linemen that are really good. They just can't stay healthy. They have receivers that are healthy that are bad outside of McConkey.
That's
So
a
pick your poison, I
that's a
guess.
that's a more of an insult. They have O
Pick your
linemen.
poison.
They're good. They just can't stay healthy. They're healthy. They're just not good.
Hey, I mean, think about it though. That's kind of how their season went.
Kind of, I guess. I guess this is another potential landing spot for a disgruntled receiver. Say like a Tyreek Hill coming off an injury, a Jalen Waddle if they want to, Miami just wants to go full tank. AJ Brown from the Eagles.
AJ Brown on this team with a Harbaugh would be fire.
Like, I still think the charts because I think Herbert's a good regular season quarterback. I'm having serious questions about his postseason performance. He just looks like a better version of Andy Dalton, which is not good. But I don't know. I still like Harbaugh a lot enough to say like this team's always going to be able to do. They're never going to be bad. I can't think of a Harbaugh team, even if they don't make the playoffs, to be a bad team. And I think
They're kind of like the Steelers. Like they'll never be bad. They will be just good enough until they really get some weapons on offense.
I disagree in terms of just for the fact that the Steelers' problem is they're not good enough to compete with the good teams. The Chargers are good enough. It's just they have one or two very glaring flaws with his their quarterback isn't always underperforms in playoffs. And I guess your O linemen and receivers aren't up to this caliber. That defense is still a stout defense. That defense is
That's
good.
true.
That defense is good enough to be in the Super Bowl. It's just your offense has to catch up to how far the defense is ahead of them. We both had the Chiefs. The Chiefs look terrible. Uh,
It's like that meme I talked about last episode. Oh, yay, yay, the Chiefs are to the Super Bowl. Welcome back.
under
Now the Patriots are back. So I hope you guys got what you wanted, okay? I would rather see Kermit in the Super Bowl than the Patriots logo, okay?
it's literally the mega mind me like you freed us, not free, just under new management.
Yeah, basically.
But this was just a season from Hiffle for the Chiefs. This was just everything that could go wrong went wrong, and then Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL, and Travis Kelsey
See,
probably
the interesting
retires.
thing is Kelsey hasn't retired yet. Like, I feel like everyone thought that was going to happen when their
I
season ended.
I don't think he wants to go out like this. I think if they made the playoffs and lost in playoffs, he like I'm good. I'm walking off the field because he went out in such a humiliated fashion. He's part of him is probably just thinking I can't go out like this, but also part of him's like I'm done. I have other stuff to do at this point.
Unc still got it.
He's still like a decent tight end. He's nowhere near where he was before, but he's still like if you need like he still can make plays. It's just a question of next year. How much next year is a rebuilding year for the Chiefs? You get Eric Bieniemy back to run the offense. Mahomes is coming off a torn ACL. I assume you have to do some stuff in terms of that side of football, in terms of getting like better
They need
running.
offensive help
They need a running back. I don't know what the heck
and a
they.
receiver and a tight end.
I think more than anything, it's just a running game because Pacheco seems to be took a step back, and Kareem Hunt is up there in age. You talk about Derrick Henry being up there in age. Kareem Hunt's like he's well past his prime. I think the receivers aren't great, but they're not even that they're not great, but I think they're good enough. I just don't see
Were
this.
they, though? Because they weren't good this year and they didn't make the playoffs.
No, that's true. I don't know. They're probably not, but if you tell me get the best possible running back in the draft or get the best possible receiver in the draft, if I'm the Chiefs, I might go with running back just so I can get just so like I
Take some
know
pressure off Mahomes.
I don't have to rely on Mahomes being my main running back. Mahomes was the main running back, and you can't tell me that didn't have something to do with his injury. His injury came literally on him I'm trying to scramble for a first down.
Yep.
So but they definitely do need offensive help big time. And I think Miami helps, but you still need the personnel for that.
Yep. And then you got the Broncos, who, at least my suspicion is, if Bo Nix had been healthy, they'd probably be in the Super Bowl right now, even with that weather in the AFC Championship game. But they definitely have flaws still. Like, they need receiver help, they need running back depth. Like, they have some needs on offense. Their O linemen, three of their five O linemen are really good, but the other two I'm not so sure about. In my opinion, they need to go take a receiver in the first round. Go get someone like Malachi Lemon who can stretch the field, who takes the pressure off Cortland Sutton, because I don't really think Sutton is a true one anyway. He's too inconsistent. But go take someone, like imagine if they had someone like the Panthers took last year in the first round.
Tech McMillan?
Like imagine if they had him. Like that would have opened their whole offense up. So T Mac is awesome. Imagine T Mac on that team with Bo Nix and J.K. Dobbins. Like that would be awesome.
Is that really his nickname? Why are you trying to make that?
No, that's actually his nickname.
T Mac?
That's what Panthers fans call him. Because his full name is Tetroya McMillan, and that's a mouthful. So Panthers fans call him
No,
T Mac.
no, I get that. But it's just like when I think T Mac, I immediately think of T Mac, T Mac.
That's true.
Like that's
That is his nickname though. That's what Panthers fans call him.
maybe it's just me. I don't like recycled nicknames. I get it
Well, you can
sometimes,
only come up with so many words in the English language. I mean,
but nicknames you can literally make anything a nickname. Like anything could be a potential nickname technically.
he also goes by Tet. Tetroya is a pretty awesome name.
Yeah, go
Very cool name.
like tag or Tetris or something like that.
Tetris would go hard.
But like T Mac, I know there's a T Mac. You know there's a T. I'm like me talking to Panthers fans, like no, you know there's a T Mac. We're
You
not.
know,
It's like I think it's the same thing because growing up, LT was always a Daniel Thompson, and this is like the one time if ever worked because
LT was LaDainian Tomlinson to me too.
this is the only time it ever worked because they both were great players. But in my dad's generation, and anyone who knows, like
Lawrence
if
Taylor.
you say LT, you're thinking about Lawrence Taylor. You're not thinking about
Yep.
a running back. You're thinking about a guy that's going that the only defensive player to ever win MVP.
Yeah, no, LT was always LaDainian Tomlinson to me. I never knew LT as anything else until I grew up and learned about Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. Chapel Hill finest.
Really? I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, he went to Chapel Hill. Yeah, the same time I think Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor were literally as LT got drafted to Giants. That was Michael Jordan's freshman year, so they went
Wow.
from one go to another go.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh man, that's so yeah. Overall, let's see how we do so far for the season. Over here, pull up my phone. I had one, two, three, four, five teams to make the playoffs. You had one, two, three, four, five. Okay, you win. You had six playoff teams. I have five to.
Yeah, because I had Bills, Patriots, Texans, Steelers, and
Yeah.
Broncos. So that would be one, two, three, four, five.
None of us believed in Jack. We believed they would be good. Well, you believed they'd be decent. I thought they'd be terrible, but yeah, that's good. Good on you, Jacksonville. You messed me up.
Hey, I'm telling you what, dude, you will have heard enough about the Colts to know Jacksonville causes me pain every year. It never fails. When they had Maurice Jones-Drew and we had Peyton Manning, we would lose to them. This has tormented me my whole life. This is a real thing. I feel like fans that don't watch Jacksonville are like, LOL, why is Chelsea making it out to be that Jacksonville's We have not beaten Jacksonville at Jacksonville in 10 years.
This
10 years.
this just
That's
reminds
a long time.
this reminds me of like this thinking Family Guy. He stole a special at the end. It's like the stormtroopers like, why are we losing? They're crying. They have sticks and we have actual guns and all, but how are we lose? Like we have Peyton Manning. Why are we still losing in this game?
I lost games to Blake Bortles.
I lost a
Blake
playoff game to
Bortles.
I lost a playoff game to Blake Boyles where I almost flipped out. That's another time I was in the Killing office. That's back when I was an editor. I would watch that game and I was visibly getting angrier as I was watching that game during a meeting. And they're like, Daniel, are you okay? Like, no, I'm not okay. This stupid team just so angry in that meeting.
Dude,
That's the
pain, bro. Jacksonville's been causing me pain since my inception.
Oh man. Same here. We lost two playoff games against Jacksonville in Tomlin's first season and in the divisional round. So yeah, just
Jacksonville is one of those sneaky teams that they look like they should just be swept under the rug and kicked while they're down. No, they're like underneath the rug mysteriously, waiting to pounce on you. That's what they are.
like a jaguar.
Mm-hmm.
But then didn't. Anyway, with that piece of comedy gold, we will bid you farewell this week. This is my last episode in Texas, the great state of Texas. So yeah,
Yeehaw!
I'm finally getting to the right time zone now instead of starting recording an hour before you. So yeah, good. Also, everyone who had trouble with the snowstorm, hope you're doing okay. Didn't really get affected on my part, but hope you out. Everyone here is doing fine. I know. I'm sure I was getting texts over the weekend from my family in Connecticut and New York, and just like,
Oof.
yeah, they just like, okay, we're not even going like it's just white, just all white and ice.
See, it's just interesting because, like, native New Yorkers are like 18 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow. We should stay home. We should probably shovel a path out to our driveway just in case. If North Carolina got 18 inches of snow,
That
I think the city would explode. I think people would spontaneously combust. They
people
wouldn't know what to do. I mean, Greensboro has what, 5 salt trucks? People would be stuck for like weeks.
Texas don't even have much of a salt truck. We're a big. This is a giant state. I'm like, they're like, if it snows, pray.
No, that reminds me. Remember that ice storm that I think it was during COVID where it literally like broke the power grid and like no Texans had coats, so everyone was freezing because it was below freezing. Then the storm, started like in that area of the
Oh,
of the country, like Texas, and I was telling Conlon, I was like, sure hope they learned from last time and bought some coats.
nope. I think my uncle, my cousin, just like, yeah, yeah. We had like outdoor generators, and we just was running those as soon as the power went down. So they were more prepared just because their parents, my aunt and uncle, were from New York. But yeah, stay safe out there, everyone. And Chelsea, tell us where they can find us to get more of that good old football news.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and listening to us. Tune back in next week for some more episodes as we lead up to the Super Bowl. In the meantime, follow us on social media. We are on TikTok, we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Launch Codes Football. We are on X at Launch Codes FB. And if you guys are interested in joining our Chat BCC chat room, text us or DM us on a social media and we can get you that link. I'm Chelsea,
I'm Daniel.
and we will see you next week.
And Seattle, if you're at the 1 yard line, do not throw the football.
I concur.
I'm going to keep saying this until the Super Bowl. Do not do that.
Or you could reverse psychology them and throw the football.
Sam Darnold, if you throw that football, I'm going to pussy talk to you.
See you guys.
Peace.